everyone, my name is Emily and I am a part of Adapt IT, a company who is there to support you in all your IT and gaming needs. Today I am joined by Robert Coles. Hello, welcome.
Hi, Emily, nice to see you.
Would you like to start by introducing yourself?
Yeah, of course. Yeah. So, where do I start? Yeah, let's begin with the name. So my name is Robert Coles. I'm occupational therapist by trade and work for the German company and mounting expert Rehadapt Engineering. I'm responsible for the field of sales and training for all the European resellers, and I'm managing all the key contacts here at Rehadapt, provide a lot of trainings and do a lot of customer support, and I work closely together with partners such as Adapt IT and many players all over the world to support them to gain the most knowledge when it comes to the topic of mounting.
Fab. And would you be able to just tell me how you got into the business?
Yeah, well, I was, as I said before, I was working as an occupational therapist for about 5 years here in Germany in a rehabilitation center, and one of my customers that was that was autistic, struggled a lot with the ability to communicate, and the special needs home where he lived just gave me him as a new customer and said, well, he's super aggressive and is hurting everybody. You are the only man or the only male team member inside the field, and you need to work with him. And so during getting in touch with him and knowing him better, I realized that he had a communication device located somewhere in the backside of his room where nobody could use it and note that it is there. And then that was my entry level in finding ways for him to communicate by using the device and reducing the level of aggressive behavior to other persons, and that was my beginning. Then I started working for a German AC provider here, and after a couple of years of providing and reselling a lot of devices and supporting customers with communication disabilities, into the world of assistive technology, and so that opened the way into the world of mounting, the world of gaming, of adapting computer controls and environmental controls, and so that was pretty much the beginning. And then our CEO, Mr. Uli Ehlert, offered me the option to start as a sales manager here and to support our partners more and more.
Fab. And how long have you been working at Rehadapt now?
So now this is about 5 years.
Wow.
Oh, there was a ringing sound.
Yeah, that's the grandfather clock going off. Telling us 10 o'clock. Bit late though.
Okay. Yeah, I had a couple of weeks ago a call with someone in India that had a what's it called? Kuckucksuhr?
I think it's cool.
Like a watch where a bird comes out, and I was like, okay, that looks like a kind of a German watch. No, just kidding. No, just get back to your question. I'm working for the company since about 5 years. The last years were super interesting. We moved during the pandemic pretty much more and more into more digital kind of support. So before the pandemic, it was more that we had a lot of personal kind of trainings, did a lot of personal support. And when the pandemic started, everything pretty much moved into virtual meetings, team supports. We have done during this time a lot of, or tons of online meetings, online trainings, designed a lot of, or recorded a lot of presentations that we shared with people all over the world. We started with a video concept that is called Mounting Made Easy, that is available on our YouTube channel. So I think there's a lot of things that happened during the last 5 years.
Fab. And would you say you're a company that helps people learn how to use the equipment then? Is that what?
So when it comes to the topic of mounting, we try to make things as easy as possible for our customers, for our partners, to achieve the highest level of independence. So when you work with communication devices or computer control or with environment control or whatever it is, the main focus of many customers is to use the devices. They are thrilled to have better access to gaming or to the ability to communicate again. And then when you look onto the field of mounting, then you see a lot of mechanics. You see joints, you see tubes, you see three-dimensional constructions that could potentially fear someone that has no idea about that. So our idea is to make things as easy as possible in terms of installing or choosing these kind of mounting solutions. We have designed a process that is called the virtual mounting process. So the idea behind is, for example, that when someone needs a mounting support system, we have a standardized analyzing process by using our virtual mounting service worksheet to document everything about the customer, his individual needs. We show there also options about something that is called the 316 degrees concept of mounting. So can you imagine what it means, the 360 degrees concept?
No, I can't say.
Okay. Okay. So the question is, when would you use your voice on a daily basis?
A lot, every day.
A lot. You would use it, or you would have the ability to use it always and everywhere. And this is what we also like to explain to people. If you want to use a communication device or something like that, you want to have the access always and everywhere. So when you're laying in a bed, when you're sitting on a chair, when you're sitting in front of a desk, or while you're mobile outside. And I mean, yeah, everything needs to be held in the right position where customers can use it. And it doesn't matter if it's for a communication device or for gaming equipment. You can only access it and use it right now if it's positioned perfectly for the person with their individual kind of skills. And the VMS service is just easy to use. You just use your camera, your smartphone, you do a couple of pictures, tell us what kind of mounting requirements you have in mind, on what side does it needs to be positioned, or when I had the call together with Simon in terms of what kind of mounting products we need for the Disability Expo, we said, well, we have an adaptive controller, we have a couple of switches, so how do we configure this perfectly together that the visitors of the expo can try it out? And so we said, well, okay, we have all the components, we have the tubes, we have the joints, let's configure it together and build up a package that works the best for, yeah, the visitors of the expo.
So you look at the person and their abilities and then configure what mounting system or what technology they need in order to accomplish what they want to do. Fab, yeah, that's great.
Yeah, it's not about the disabilities it's more about the abilities to hold things in place and to position it right depending on what they need.
Yeah, which is the most important thing really, isn't it? Because you don't really want stuff that
100%,
doesn't really tailor to you, So would you be able to tell us a bit about like the history of Rehadapt? So how it started and where it's going, like what ideas would you like to
Okay. Yeah, so the company was founded about, a little bit more than 20 years ago from a German engineer that is called Joachim Lengemann, and he started after making first experiences in the field of mounting he saw a lot of issues and problems with the mounting products that were available at the time, that were heavy and bulky and difficult to install. And he wanted to design something completely new out of a new lighter material. He wanted to design an ecosystem that makes it easier to position devices with lighter equipment, for example. And that was the beginning when he started to as I heard, I wasn't working at the company at this time,
Yeah.
to buy a CNC machine and produce a couple of items and design a couple of products and show it to customers at conferences like the Assistive Technology Industry Association in Orlando, Florida, and showed, well, okay, these are the ideas, these are the products. Would you like to test it out? Would you like to use it? And so a couple of AAC companies all over the world were like the idea. And yeah, about 20 years later, I'm happy to say that we are reselling our products to the United States, to Australia, to more than about 50 countries all over the world. And the Rehadapt ecosystem became more or less the standard in positioning AAC devices and assistive technology equipment.
Fab, yeah. And do you manufacture your products in-house then, or if you've got...
Yeah, exactly. At the moment, right now, we are here in our main facilities here in Kassel, which is in the center. So if you look onto the map of Germany, we are exactly in the center of not the universe, but our CEO is called Uli, so it's the Uliverse. Yeah. And there we have our own production. We produce with 4 CNC machines that run about 24 hours per day. We have an own manufacturing process here, so everything is manufactured, made in Germany, completely by our team. We have an own logistics team. We have an own technical drawing, engineering, developing team, an implemented quality management system so that everything follows the regulatory requirements of the MDR, the medical device regulation. So all the magic happens here.
Fab, yeah. And you are working with Adapt IT and on the Disability Expo. Would you be able to tell us a bit more about that and what you're going to be doing exactly at the Expo?
Yeah, so Simon was introducing the Disability Expo, I think, half a year ago, where he liked the idea. And since we started to working together about 1.5 years ago, something like that, he was explaining me that he's focusing more on gaming equipment and special adaptations for gaming. And so he was asking me if I would like, or we would like, to join and to support Adapt IT to build up the accessible gaming zone there. And so we really like the idea to providing the mounting support for the gaming line there, and so we will support them. We will physically be there during the trade show event, and looking really much forward to meet a lot of customers and make a lot of experiences to learn more what they need, what helps them the best, and to have a lot of fun there during the trade show event together with Simon and your team.
Fab. Well, I have asked all my main questions. It's quite short, quite quick. I just wanted to ask you if there's anything else you would like me to ask, anything that you wanted to cover at all.
Okay. So what do you think will be the most interesting gaming experience that people will make there at your booth?
Oh, God.
No, that's a good question.
That is a good question. I'll turn that back around on you.
Okay. Yeah, do you think people, Adapt IT is organizing also a virtual gaming experience there together with some German gamers here. I think there is a lot of abilities that will be possible there for people that if they would like to come over and try to access their games and would like to see what's possible. So I think more and more visitors should come over, say hi, try the devices out and make their own experiences, how they can play, I don't know, I'm not a gamer, how they can play Ego shooters or, I don't know, social games together and have maybe the more and more abilities to maybe play games together with their siblings, kids, or I don't know.
Yeah.
So it's more inclusion, it's more socializing. So I hope so.
Yeah. No, we've got a setup of probably like 15 monitors, and there's going to be different switches, different joysticks. As you said, the VR technology, basically anything to let anyone have a go in the moment, which will be very cool.